Hey guys, welcome to On My Shelf. Today I'm talking about a great resource for fiction writers on how to cast your fiction with fascinating characters. I just finished a fantastic read on creating characters for your fiction stories. It's called Creating Characters: The Complete Guide to Populating Your Fiction, from the editors of Writer's Digest. It's a book full of essays from literary agents, successful writers, and editors in the field, written specifically around the subject of creating great characters for your fiction. While it's not written in a linear fashion, I found the standalone essays, which make up the chapters of the book, helpful in providing information and some different points of view. Whenever I noticed that more than one person mentioned the same thing about what a character should be or have, and especially when 3 or more mentioned it, I marked it down in my notes as super important. The book was broken down into several different sections and included subjects like point of view, dialogue, protagonists, antagonists, supporting characters, conflict, motivation, and relationships, and also character arcs. All of those subjects were approached from a character perspective, as in what it's important to know about characters so that a story can have effective conflict, or so that you can get your dialogue right, or so that you choose the right point of view from which to tell your story. There's a trick to getting your characters right, and it involves a whole lot of brainstorming. I already had a brainstorming character technique in my story brainstorming process, but what creating characters helped me do was refine that process. Some of my questions I asked about my characters never really came into play and weren't really all that important for knowing. I added a whole lot of questions that were more important to know, which will help me flesh out my characters in a more three-dimensional way. It's important to know more than just the surface details about all of your characters, because stories are all about characters, and if we can't get them right, readers won't want to read. This book was a fantastic resource for populating stories with characters that readers will both love and hate, and I believe it belongs on any writer's shelf. I'll definitely be pulling it back out frequently, especially when I'm polishing my stories into a final draft. I hope you'll check out Creating Characters and continue learning as a writer. Be sure to visit racheltolson.com to see some of my best writing resources. For more On My Shelf, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.